What is up, guys? DT Ninja here for you guys my RuroKen Hokkaido Arc discussion. Top secret mission. Okay, guys, as you guys know, this is a discussion about Aratomo Yamagata, Koshijiro Kamiya, and Yoshie Sugimura, aka Nagakure Shinpachi. I believe all three of these characters are very key in the Hokkaido arc, so I wanted to do a discussion a little different from my chapter and reviews and discussions. There will be more chapter and review discussions, but for right now, I'm kind of taking a little break. So, all right, let's get to it. Number one, do you guys think Yamagata Aratomo knew of the Kinkaku Heki's existence? So the Kinkaku Heki is the organization that has been in the shadows in Hokkaido. They are said to be the descendants of the Kamakura samurai. Do you believe that Yamagata knew of their existence? Did he know they existed? Well, this is very interesting. I think there's a possibility he did know, but he didn't know they were called the Kinkaku Heki. All he knew is incidents. So somewhere someone was attacked or saw things and they reported back to him of suspicious things or a suspicious threat, possibly. Just kind of like rumors. Maybe an incident here, a small incident there, but I don't think there's like a significant thing, not like a Battle of Hakodate thing. We didn't really get a significant thing until chapter 2, where we get the attack, on the Mount Hakodate, where all the officers are brutally killed, right? And that's where we get the battle between Saito and Itakura. So I feel like there is something that he knew, but he didn't know in detail. One thing I want to say is Hajime Saito could be the reason he was sent there. Yamagata sent him there to investigate this threat that is lurking in Hokkaido. I believe Hajime Saito does mention something about that. He's been looking for them. So, yes, I do believe he knew something. Did he know the name? Did he know details? Probably not. No, I don't think so. And he learned of the things from Saito and other officers themselves. So, yeah, that's my feeling on that. I do believe Yamagata does have a lot of influence, though. He's the lord of the Meiji government, the lord of the imperial military. So yeah, I do believe he knew something, but not a lot. But I do believe that he may have sent one or two kind of people there to investigate. Number 2, when did Koshijiro Kamiya really come to Hokkaido? Well, okay. So we all know Koshijiro Kamiya fought in the Seinan War, the Southwest War. As you guys know, that is the Satsuma Rebellion, the Last Samurai, Saigo Takamori. So Aratomo Yamagata fought in this war. He was a general for the imperialist side. So what I think happened is Aratomo Yamagata probably saw what Koshijiro Kamiya went through, and maybe he realized there's a pretty big impact on him after learning the Kamiya, after creating the Kamiya Kashin style, which is kind of the principle to show, not killing others, rather than bringing out the potential in others rather than killing them. And he kind of went against his own style, his own philosophy. So that could have changed him. He didn't want to stay in Tokyo. So maybe Yamagata agreed with him and sent him to Hokkaido to relocate and live a new life. Now, yes, he would have to leave behind his daughter, but at some point, his hope was that he would return, obviously. But this is a pretty hard decision, and in order to do this, he would have to send him on a top secret mission. So Yamagata most likely had Koshijiro Kamiya disappear. And in order to do this, they had to fake his death. So that is, in the first chapter, we see Kaoru praying to her father's monument, kind of his memorial. He's got an Ihai tablet, which is a Buddhist tablet. And it has his name written on there. So we know it's her father, but is it? Because if you look at that tablet, it doesn't say Kamiya. It doesn't even say Koshijiro. What it actually says is Kinkaku Koshimichi Koji. So what that actually means is probably another name, but similar to Koshijiro. But anyways, I noticed this because in the same episode, in the same chapter, at the end where they find the photograph, right, and they turn it over, you can see Koshijiro's name on the photograph. It says Kamiya Koshijiro, and it's different from the Ihai that was, engraved for that memorial that Kaoru was praying at. So I kind of wondered, why are these two names different? Why, even if he did practice Buddhism, why isn't Kamiya part of, that is his family name, right? So, yeah, that's very strange. So I want you to take a look at both of these because I noticed it, and it's in the same chapter. It's in the debut chapter of the Hokkaido Arc, but I noticed it, and it's just very interesting. The name, the kanji, both of them are different. So yeah, take a look. So as you guys can see, the names do not match. Yes, one is Buddhism and one is, the name of her father. So yes, it's fine that he's Buddhist, but why is it completely different? It doesn't match at all. So yeah, it got me thinking, and I just thought maybe this is Yamagata's doing. Maybe this is the fake alias he created to make Kaoru think he's dead when he's actually still alive. And maybe he thought he's going to be reunited with his daughter later on. I know it's kind of harsh, but maybe that's what it was, and maybe Yamagata sent him on a top secret mission. And this might go back to the first question. Does Yamagata know about the Kinkaku Heki? And I said that he doesn't know specifics, but maybe he also, while Koshijiro was in Hokkaido, that could be a link for Yamagata. That could be one of the ways he could get information from, about the threats that are lurking in Hokkaido. That's my feeling. When did it happen? I'm going to have to say shortly after the Seinan War. Anyway, that's my feeling. What do you guys think about when Koshijiro really came to Hokkaido? I think it may have been right after the Satsuma Rebellion. Anyway, let's get to the next question. Number 3, how did Yoshie Sugimura Nagakura know about the Kinkaku Heki's plan to attack Kabato Prison? As you guys know, in Chapter 9, Kabato Prison, which is in Sugigata, and that is near Sapporo, is attacked, and all the prisoners are set free. But the real reason the Kinkaku Heki came there is to retrieve 2 strong warriors, Anji Yukuzan and Nagakura Shinpachi, a former member of the Shinsengumi. They know this information in detail. This is the exact opposite of Yamagata, who knows little details. So the Kinkaku Heki know a lot of details about the people that they're looking for. But anyways, how did Yoshie Sugimura know about it? Because he snuck Anji out of the prison the night before, and they were long gone by the time they attacked the prison. What do you guys think? How did he know? There has to be a reason. There's a couple possibilities here. Number one, Yamagata tipped him off. Yamagata knew somehow. That one, I don't know. I don't think so. One thing I do think about Yamagata is that could have been him tracking Sojiro down. Maybe that was the request, to track Sojiro down. That could have been a case. But did he know about the Kinkaku Heki's attack plan? I don't think Yamagata is the source. That's my feeling. I think it could have been Koshijiro. Yes, I believe Koshijiro is the one who knew about the attack plan. Because think about it. There's an infiltrator into the base, the main base, the HQ of Kinkaku Heki, and they're looking for him. They send a photograph of him to the Yaminobu, and that's how Kenshin and Kaoru get the picture of her father. That's how it all happens. So there's something there. I feel like the infiltrator is the one with the information and giving it to an officer. And it happens to be one at the prison, and Nagakura may have been the one that was passed the information. And that's how he knew. So that's how they left the prison early. And even the commander of Kinkaku Heki, Higo, we only see him in one chapter. Only one chapter. He's only in one chapter, which is very interesting because he's the one that says, I was a half a day too late, and he said, and he talks about Anji and Kendo Master Yoshie Sugimura. Well, that commander never returns to headquarters. He's not at chapter 15 where the gathering is. And in fact, in chapter 35, where we see another gathering on Shiryokaku with the other Kabato prison attack squad members, he's nowhere to be found. He's literally missing. So how did he go missing? That's another thing. So the infiltrator possibly even stole the identity of a commander, but it is quite interesting that that commander completely disappears from radar. We never see him again. So that is something to think about. Maybe Koshijiro took his identity. Obviously, we know he took some intel. But I do believe he passed on the intel to Nagakura Shinpachi, and that's why they were able to escape. Okay, next question. How does the old man of the Kinkaku Heki fit into the mystery? How is he different from the other members of Kinkaku Heki? Okay, the old man. The old man is very interesting because he attacks like everyone else. He has he kind of has the lantern that tells them the attack to start, but at the same time, one of the officers gets hit, but he kind of is a little different from the others. He's kind of caring. He says, don't worry, it's not a serious wound. And at the end, he asks the commander, can he go visit his family? So there's something to this guy, and he's very mysterious. Even in chapter 35, where Ran and Asahi and Ashitaro are talking about where Kenshin is, he picks up the intel, right? He learns of Kenshin's location. But notice he doesn't say anything to the commander. He says it to Gongu later on. I believe it's in chapter 38 that Kenshin is there. So, and remember, Itakura's group does not necessarily follow what the main Kinkaku Heki commander does, right? They're kind of being watched by him as well. So that's kind of interesting. The outsiders group, Itakura's group, kind of being watched by the other group, but the old man is being used to kind of shadow them, but he didn't share the information on where Kenshin is. So yeah, is he from Hokkaido also? Because he's got a family and he moves the family with him when he goes to Hakodate. He's a little he doesn't know where Shiriokaku is. Remember, he asks Asahi and it ends up being Aran who tells him where it is. So it is a very interesting kind of thing. Is it possible that the old man could have been kind of a mole in a way? I don't think that's possible, but you know, that is something to think about. Why is he different? Well, he seems more caring, as his name suggests. Ego, which means love, so he's caring, a caring person. He has a family. But I'm kind of interested in his origins because he is very interesting. He doesn't follow the orders like a normal Kinkaku Heki. He does have other things that he fights for, so that's very interesting. Number 5, why are the Kinkaku Heki interested in finding Koshijiro? What did he exactly do to get their attention? Well, if we go back to the infiltration, this is in chapter, this is chapter 35. We learn that there's an infiltrator that came into the main base and stole something, probably intel, learned of, you know, secrets of Kinkaku Heki, and they left, and somehow they cannot find them, right? But they happen to find, they have an idea who it is because they send a picture to the Aminobu and we learn it's Koshijiro, right? That's why they want to find him, because they think that the intel has been leaked. And we've seen what happens to Kinkaku Heki that leak information. They're killed, like Ono, right? Ono was giving information out. He got his arms cut off, right? That was pretty brutal, and he dies literally on his knees with his arms bleeding out. That was a really sad death, by the way. Another one, Honda was in charge of finding the person who infiltrated the base. He wasn't able to find the name. It wasn't, you know, detailed, but I do believe he was the one who took the photograph. Like, he stole the photograph from, they must have known the name at some point, and that's why they took the photograph from Tamoto Photo Studio. So yes, they did know, but I feel like in order to get to that base, Koshijiro must have masqueraded as one of the commanders. And Ono says you cannot get into the base unless you're a commander, right? You can't know the location. So someone must have gave him the information. That's something interesting too, right? The commander who disappeared has been gone for, we haven't seen him again. Is he the one? Is he the one that gave him the information? Is the old man the one that gave him the information? I would bet it might be the old man because he's got a family, he seems a little different from the others, and maybe even Koshijiro happened to see him on his, you know, in his journey in Hokkaido. So that's my feeling. Maybe the old man and Koshijiro actually have been working together. I don't know. That's another thing to think about. But yeah. So all of those things tie in together. Number 6, do you think Koshijiro has ever met Nagakura? I don't think personally they have met. I feel like, yes, they have relayed information to each other. I feel like he's the one giving information to Nagakura. I explained this in the previous question. But I don't think they've actually met face to face. But it would be a very interesting meetup because we got an idea of what Koshijiro is like when we were introduced to Nagakura's character. He's very similar, right? They're both kendo masters. They both, have children. They both, live differently in the Meiji era. So I think they're both very unique characters, and they kind of mirror each other, I feel. So that would be a really cool kind of confrontation, both of them meeting each other. It's like looking at each other in a mirror, just a different look, but at the same kind of, feel and personality-wise, I feel that would be very interesting. How about Saito? I feel like Saito probably has met him, but does he know him personally? No. And does he know that he's Koshijiro Kamiya? That's very interesting. That would be, would he withhold that? Because he knew the Kamiya girl, right? He mentions that to Kenshin. So maybe not. But they both were in the Seinon War. So they probably saw each other. But do they know each other? No, I don't think so. Okay, next one. Number 7, why did Nagakura make a proposal in which the Kenkaku Heki would join the military? So Nagakura, obviously in chapter 19 or 18, I believe, he basically says, Itakura, we know what you did at Kabato prison, the Kenkaku Heki, what your goal is, to train warriors, to protect Japan. You go about it the wrong way, but if you join the Meiji government and the military, we will give you the opportunity to be part of the military. The Kenkaku Heki can join us, and it's rejected, right? So the reason why I ask this is because everyone is shocked, including Saito, right? Everybody's shocked when he hears this. And then in chapter 49, when Yamagata comes to Kenshin's house, what does he say? He says the exact same plan. We can have them join the military. So it got me thinking, do you guys think it's strange that both of them came up with the same proposal? That kind of was very interesting. I thought it was like almost too much of a coincidence. I think that both of them have the same idea because they're working together. Yes, they're working together. So possibly that was Yamagata's idea and Nagakura went along with it, or it could be Yamagata's idea or Nagakura's idea, but I think that it was probably Yamagata's idea and they're working together. That's just my feeling. Okay, number 8 was tracking down Sojiro, Anji, and the gathering of the warriors for Kenshin and Saito planned by Yamagata. Or was it the Shinsengumi, Nagakura and Saito? Well, here's the thing. So Yamagata is the head guy, right? He's the head of the military. He's the lord of the Meiji army. So I feel like he's part of it, right? It may not have been his entire plan, but he definitely wanted a deterrent against this threat that he's hearing about in Hokkaido. So Nagakura is one of the people that is that is able to give him information, relay information. Possibly Koshijiro's here and Nagakura's here at the prison, and then you got Saito with the military as well. So you got 3 different people all working together with Yamagata. So was it his plan? Part of it, I do believe. I also think that Saito also came up with the plan, and Nagakura was told by Yamagata of the plan. And that's why it was a big kind of reveal when Nagakura showed up, when he took his hat off and they were, and also remember Nagakura said, I'm waiting for an old friend. So definitely there was some plan, and it wasn't just Saito, right? So there was something else. Yamagata probably had a plan. Was it all connected? It's possible, but that's crazy. That's crazy. Yamagata, Koshijiro, Nagakura, Saito, they're all connected, and they all had a plan with Kenshin involved. He just happened to be part of it. all the pieces fit. Koshijiro coming to Hokkaido, relocation, Nagakura going to Kabato prison, then you got Kenshin going to Hokkaido, and that's after Koshijiro infiltrates, and then the photograph is sent to Tokyo. So you got all these different events, one after the other, and the result is the gathering, right? And it's the deterrent, right? And the gathering also happened for the Kinkaku Heki, and like I said, one of the commanders, actually a couple of the commanders, were missing, right? We didn't have Itakura's group, so a bunch of them were missing, and we didn't have that commander of the Kabato prison. So, very interesting stuff. Okay, and the last question. Do you think Koshijiro has a dojo in Hokkaido? And if he does, is the Kamiya Kashin style being taught? Or is it different? Is it a different style? Because remember, the reason why he went to Hokkaido, at least my thinking, is trying to rediscover himself. Because what he experienced in the war was probably going to change, impacted him greatly. I feel he may have a dojo, and I came up with this idea because remember Iran, and when they had the Gato swords, they had an idea. Iran came up with this idea of dojos in Hokkaido, and I just remember thinking, man, what if Koshijiro has his own dojo just like Iran was talking about? And I'm like, man, that would be so cool. So like there's another dojo, and he has, I'm not saying he has a whole new life, but yeah, kind of. It's kind of sad, but it's also very interesting and mysterious. So, and would it be Kamiya Kashin? That's very interesting. I feel like maybe he would teach Kamiya Kashin, but maybe there's another style that he learned and incorporates as well. So, life experiences change you, right? So, but anyways, that's my feeling, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. So I feel this whole thing connects. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.